Okay, here's your quick tip. Now, this is a follow-up from quick tip number 41. In number 41, I showed you a method for training your brain. And this is also a method for training your brain for drawing. Drawing in a way that you will be responding naturally, effortlessly to whatever the subject is. Okay, so quick tip number 41, I showed you an exercise to do for warm-up. If you haven't seen that one, go back and do it. And then I showed you a method, a gesture method for going forward with the shape, backward and forward again to capture the gesture of the shape. All this without looking at what you're doing. With this one, I want to show you a way to move from shape to shape and still not look at your drawing. And so you can use any subject for this. I just happen to find this little subject. You can use any subject. The thing to do is to start somewhere in the center of the subject. And so suppose I might start right here. So in the center of the subject, my intention is to move, I'll show you this way. My intention is to move taking individual edges of the shape. I'll move forward, back, and forward again on that edge. When it changes, I move forward, back, and forward again on that edge. When it changes direction, I move forward, back, and forward again on that edge. And then I go to the next edge that happens to be within the vicinity of that edge and do the same thing. So when we're doing this, if we're doing a figure, for example, we would not just go around the edges and go from hand to arm to shoulder and so on. We go kind of in a clockwise motion from one shape to another. So whatever shape happens to be in that vicinity is where you go with the drawing, and you do that whole thing without looking at what you're doing. It's called blind gesture drawing, but it's blind gesture drawing with my spin on it, in that it works something like this. If I'm starting right there, I would go to the back of the hand, I would go forward, back, and forward again. Then I would go from the knuckle to the thumb, forward, back, and forward again. And you can't see me, but I am not looking at what I'm doing. Then I might go, if I wanted to take it small, I could go around the thumb, forward, back, and forward again. Then I could go around that little finger if I wanted to, forward, back, and forward again. Or I could simply go around the entire, from the fingers, entire end of the fingers, forward, back, and forward again. The end of the hand, forward, back, and forward again. Then I take the next shape available. In this case, that would be the little box. Forward, back, and forward again. Forward, back, and forward again. And I keep moving like that, moving from one shape to the other in a kind of a clockwise motion or counterclockwise motion, depending on what shape comes up next, until I work my way throughout the figure. Now, that's one way to train the right side of your brain to respond to anything you're looking at. The important thing is you don't look at what you're doing. Now, these lines are going to go everywhere. They might not look anything like this. What matters is not that they look like this, but that you allowed your hand to follow what your eye is seeing. Hand-eye coordination that can happen with practice, can happen effortless in your drawing when you practice it enough. It's a good reason to use this board, this whiteboard, for doing that sort of thing, because then you can take it away and nobody has to see it. So give that a try and see if you don't find that it greatly enhances your drawing. And there's your quick tip.